episode. Every Wednesday, we get together to share very important concepts about money, life, and so many other topics. Tonight is definitely one of those nights where we're going to be sharing, I believe, information about a topic that's very close to me, dear to me, and that's your education matters. Why is education, why is that important to me? Because as you all know, we've been seeing a lot of different graduations this year. uh, Let me see here. This is not, is it not working? We've been seeing a lot of different um, graduation this year. Online, folks are posting pictures of their friends, families, and even their own pictures from way back then, talking about how hard the hard work it took to get to that point. And I wanted to have a conversation because I know for me, I know very well how much work it takes to graduate from college or graduate from high school or graduate from any program. I have a friend with me tonight. She is someone that I follow online. And the other day, last week actually, I was browsing through my Facebook page and I saw her graduation picture from a few years ago. Actually, maybe more than a few years, but the old picture she was sharing it. She shared it, and it says two words that she put in, and they were tenacity and resilience. And those are two my favorite words because tenacity, definitely you need to be very tenacious to achieve any goals. And you do also have to be very resilient. I just wanted to say that for those of you who graduated this year, we want to congratulate you. We know that the work wasn't easy and the support you needed, many got it and many didn't get the support that they needed, but they still did it. And I'm looking forward to, discussing some questions about what does it really take to make it to graduation. And also, if you are here, the objective of the show tonight is if you are here and you are at a crossroad and you're thinking, I just graduated from high school. Am I able to pursue another 4 years? I'm here to tell you, yes, you can, even if it's going to take you longer than 4 years, because for some of us, the education that we needed took a little longer. And also, if you are here, you've graduated and you are all alone, you didn't get the support at graduation, it's okay. Because last year during the pandemic, I got a call from this young lady who had just graduated from BU and she was very discouraged. And I was like, what's going on? She's like, I had to go to my commencement by myself. And although it was online, she said, you know what, I didn't get any support. And now that I'm graduating, I don't know what I'm going to do because of COVID. And I had to tell her, keep fighting the good fight because you started it. And if you continue, definitely you're gonna get what you want and you're gonna achieve your goals. So without further ado, I want to give my friend, my guest, an opportunity to introduce herself to so that we can dive into this conversation about why, education. Why do we say education matters? So can we have Dr. Claire? Is alive with us, and we'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself. I just want to say today I'm trying something new. I just started with this new company, right? I'm always trying something new, Claire. And I think it's working, but I'm not sure. If it doesn't work, it's okay because I believe that if it doesn't work the first time, again, persistence, right? Persistence. You gotta keep persistent and be tenacious, and eventually you'll get to that point. And also, I just noticed that I have another friend here, Barbara Bobef, who said that she was gonna join us, and she did. So welcome to both of you. And yeah, why don't I give you both an opportunity to introduce yourself tonight before we get into this excited conversation.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Claire Exas, Claire Exaius. So I deal and I am a Creole. I'm a I'm a doctor in pharmacy. I have a PharmD, and tonight really want to say thank you to Gabrielle for inviting me to talk about this topic, which is very, very dear to my heart as well. I consider myself a lifelong learner. Currently, I am pursuing a master's in health economics and outcomes research. In other words, just to find out what the cost of care is about, the economic of healthcare. So, education. I've been a pharmacist for 21 years now, actually 23 years to be exact. Um, I love being a pharmacist. It wasn't my first choice when I attended college. I wanted to be a computer scientist. However, I started working in a pharmacy as a part-time, just graduated high school student, and being there and seeing that the care that the pharmacist was, the connection that the pharmacist had with their patients, and every day how patients will come and just want to talk to their pharmacist, how patients was just relate to their pharmacist. They That alone, that relationship, being part of somebody's care, being able to help someone and they really need you, that turned my life around. And after that part-time job, after that summer, I I decided to go to pharmacy school. And here I am 23 years later.
Yes, definitely. Welcome,
I'm very
welcome to the
happy to
show.
be here.
I'm
Thank
excited, you guys, because guess what? Everything is working. I just checked. We are live on Facebook and we are also live on YouTube. So, it's all about what I wanted to do this. I took the time today to master it. I think I did master it. So I'm excited. This is something new that I learned. And if you would like me to show you how to do it, uh, Claire, is it okay if I call you Claire because we're
Definitely.
friends? Yes.
Yes.
Claire, definitely because I know you do a show as well.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that a little bit, but I can definitely show you how to do that so you can be
That
on
would be
more
wonderful.
medium. So we just lost Barbara, but why don't we do this? Barbara will pop up again, I guess, when today's one of those days, and I'm excited. So that we are learning. As we're learning, education is so important. I know that when we started that conversation, when I saw your picture online, that's your picture when you got your Farm D, right?
That was 11 years ago.
11 years ago, yeah, definitely. I have some old pictures of graduation too online, but I don't we share those. so so I guess I need to do that again this year. But when I saw that picture and I saw resilience and tenacity, and I thought, wow, definitely I can relate. This is definitely something I can relate to. So before I go with the first question with you, I see Barbara might be coming back. But why don't we do this? Why don't we ask this very first question? We know it takes a village to do anything. Nothing happens, by yourself. That's why a support system is so important. So can you tell us, Dr. Claire, exactly, who helped you along the way as you were pursuing your education, your doctorate degree in pharmacy?
My education was, it took me a long time. I didn't go to high school here. So when I came here and started college, I had to learn English when I came. So between doing that and going to pharmacy school, and that picture you saw, it took about 15 years to do all that. So my family has been my biggest support system. My mother, my parents, both of them, all my siblings, especially my brother and my sister, my oldest brother and sister. They've been there for me all throughout. So I got my undergrad, and then I got married. Um, when I did the PharmD, that picture that you saw, it took me about 5 years to complete that degree. And while I was doing that, it was my mother, who at the time I had a small child. My daughter was very young. I was going to school. I was working full time and going to school at night. So it was my mother who helped me throughout the process. It was her who took care of my daughter during the day and helped me out. My sister used to help me with my daughter, picking her up from school. At the time I was married, my husband was part of it as well. So it really did take a village. I didn't come to this all on my own. I had great support um, from friends. I had mentors who directed me, who helped me find where throughout my career, guiding me, um, and as well as um, advice, being there, just listening to me complaining when it was too much. When I did the PharmD, I think online school was it was there, but I wasn't comfortable with it. So I elected to go to school in the evening after work, so I could be in class. I wasn't as comfortable with it as I am now, because currently I'm doing my master's completely online. I have never met my professors. I had never met a student. But 10, 11 years ago, I went to class. And so as you mentioned, it does take a village. It does reach out to people. Don't be afraid. Sometimes it's the help doesn't come from your family. It doesn't come from your immediate family. Reach out to someone. People are there to help. I know not everybody is willing to ask for help. But if you do talk to people, you'll find out that some of them do want to help, because I myself, I know that I help complete strangers that I meet online. I help them all the time.
Because we all need that help. I
Hmm.
know for me, when I was, just like you, I came here and I went to high school, and I decided after high school that yes, I wanted to pursue my education. And I had so many different challenges that I had to face. But I think I had teachers who believed in me. I remember my Latin teacher saying that I believe you're going to be all right, Gabrielle. And I remember that kept me going when things were very difficult, whether it was a class that I felt like I wasn't going to be able to do well in that class. And I'm one of those overachievers. I like to get my A's. So I was always concerned about my A's and doing well, because I wanted my teachers to know that I valued, what they were teaching and their effort. So I had high school teachers who like, yeah, I believe in you, and also
Hmm.
friends, folks who said to me, yeah, I believe in you, keep going, don't give up, because there are some kids who are graduating high school right now, and they have parents who have already gone to college, and those parents are familiar with the process. They know exactly, those kids actually expected from the time they were babies to go to college. But for many of us who are first generation, the first to graduate from high school, the first to graduate from college, it's tough when it's special, tender, loving care, right?
Yes.
TLC.
Unfolding.
Yeah, we need that, and that's why this topic is very important to me, because I know there are folks who are going browsing through the internet, and they're seeing young people graduating from high school, and their parents talking about, oh, my daughter is going to this Ivy League, or my daughter is going to that college, and they might feel a certain way because they don't get to do the same thing, or they don't feel like they're gonna be able to do the same thing. I remember being in high school when they were asking me, where are you going to school? I wasn't sure because the cost was not something that I was going to be able to stomach. And there were some other challenges that made it difficult. So I know,
Yeah.
if Barbara, whenever you're ready, Barbara, let us know so you can jump in and join the conversation. But I just want to say, I know there are some young people who are graduating from high school right now, and they're opting to go to work, or maybe like if they started school last year or before, they're dropping out. What are some of the reasons why you think young people, or even those who are not so young, are giving up on the dream of obtaining a college education, if that's something that they want to do?
Well, I have a daughter. She's a sophomore in college, soon to be a junior in college next year. Um, Fortunately, like you mentioned earlier, I went to college here, so it was part of her upbringing to always know that she was going to college. Um, the way I see the economy these days, a high school diploma is not enough. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 4-year college degree, but after you graduate high school, any young people out there listening, you need something else.
Correct.
Either it's something from a 2 year community college, some kind of certificate, anything, any kind of training that will be able to get you to guarantee you a job. You need that. This is if you heard about. I mean, if you well, I'm pretty sure everybody was so concerned during the elections and paying attention to what the candidates were saying. One of the reasons that they're thinking about making a 2-year college degree free for everybody now after high school, because they have done studies and they realize a high school diploma is not enough anymore. What generations before us used to do with a college degree, it's not possible anymore. With a high school diploma, I mean, it's not possible anymore. You need more training. Um, the workforce that is out there, the economy right now, the people that are supporting the new economy that we have, you need a lot more education than just a high school diploma. And it doesn't have to be, it could be a vocational school, it could be any kind of training. People are making 6 figures out of from
Being a
vocational.
plumber. Oh,
Being a plumber, that's very important. Being a plumber, being a
correct.
carpenter,
Yes.
these artisans, these jobs. I mean, there people call them callings, vocations. I mean, they are good skills to have. You can do that. You can go to a vocational school, have your life, and later on you decide, okay, I'm gonna see what that college is all about, and go for it. You can
Yeah.
always go for it anytime. It doesn't have to be straight out of high school. Some kids do work for a couple of years and then realize, okay, I think I wanna have a different kind of life. I'll try college. It's not for everybody, but a college degree, if you have a college degree, you're guaranteed to make a lot more money in your lifetime with a high school diploma.
Definitely. And we want to say that for those who are watching, perhaps they're younger than 16, because, in this country and in many states, you can drop out of high school if you're 16 and older and not even get that diploma. So we want to encourage you to at least get that diploma, because, again, browsing through the Facebook and social media, so many of my friends, the children are graduating from high school, and they're very excited about that because they know this is the first door to a brighter future. Because
Mhm.
even if you decided, I don't want to go to college, I want to go to a trade school, I want to become a plumber, I want to become an electrician.
And
Boy, do these people make a lot of money.
yeah,
One job is $25,000 to wire a building or an apartment. So
or
there's
air
so many things.
conditioner,
The
or
key is
air
to do
conditioning
what you
technician.
yeah, the key is to do what you love, right?
Yes.
Do pursue what you love, but get that high school diploma, pursue what you love. But if college is something that you want to do, don't give up. Just because you cannot finish, like I said earlier, in 4 years, keep going,
Mhm.
because that degree is gonna help you in so many ways. And I was talking to someone, and we said, why is it important? Why is education important? And we've already said, it gives you, opens doors for you in terms of
Mhm.
a better paying job, better careers. You could have a better career, and also, so many. But like I've heard folks said, what's the big deal about a college degree? Why is education important, and what is the big deal for those who've decided to pursue college education? What is the big deal about getting a college degree?
Well, when I came here, in my family, education was always important. My mother, she always talked to me about me and my brother, and we had to get an education. She felt that since she didn't have that the chance, she didn't have the opportunity growing up, that it is something that she really would like for us to achieve. So that's one part of it. But the second part of it for me, a college education is important because I pass that on to my daughter now. Your college education guarantees you to have a better prospect in life, um, open doors, like you said, but it also guarantees a standard of living for you. Um, Believe it or not, your health education also helps you with your health. Um, when they're looking at something they call the social determinants of health, one of them is education.
Correct.
If you're a college graduate, you're more likely to have better health care than someone who is not. You're more likely um, um, to live in areas, to have better opportunities economically, financially, to be able to take better care of yourself. So for me, that as a healthcare provider, that's very important.
It makes sense because at the end of the day, when someone's, I've heard it says, what's the big deal? Well, it is a pretty big deal
It
because
is.
that commitment, we talk about persistence, tenacity, and persistency, being persistent. It took a lot of effort, for someone. That's why it's always important to congratulate someone who's gone through a 4-year program or even graduating from high school, because those are early mornings and late nights, hours spent studying, hours spent preparing for an exam, and
Mhm.
also writing papers, and really commitment, a commitment, a financial commitment, and also a time commitment. Not everybody is willing to do that. So those who've done it, you should consider that a pretty big deal for them, and you should celebrate them. When this year, when you see someone on social media who's graduated, tell them congratulations,
Yes.
congratulations, because they've
Yeah,
done the
recognize
work
them for
to
their
get to
hard
that point.
work. Recognize them for the time. As you just said it, the time, it's a huge commitment. And also one thing I've realized about having a college degree, that training for you to be committed, to be able to manage your time, especially if you have a job and you're going to school, that's a training that you don't get anywhere else. That
Correct.
means you're ready to, when you go on a when you take a job, that your employer already knows that if you could put yourself through that rigorous program, you could commit for 4 years, they know they can depend on you.
Correct. Because it shows that you've had the discipline, to pursue something and be
Mhm.
committed to something for a good long time. That's why that high school diploma is a start,
Yes.
because you you needed to have taken 4 years of your time to study, to go to class and be committed and be respectful towards your teachers, and all that is seen by the type of GPA you ended up with, right? So
Mhm.
when you do even more by going to either a trade school and get a certificate, or going to college, definitely it's a sign that you are someone who's committed, someone who's
Reliable.
who's reliable, someone who's that employers can trust,
Mhm.
will show up,
Yeah.
because you've shown that you are able to show up, because education matters. And I just want to say too, You talk about like the health wise, like when someone has higher education, how they're able to take care of themselves, but also mentally and spiritually. When
Mhm.
you've gone and done studies and you've studied so many cases, like, when you go to business school, for example, or even like whatever degree, but I know for me, I went to school for business, right? Management. And because of all the different studies, case studies that I took time to study and review and write on, guess what? When I was experiencing my own personal challenges in my own business, of course, I was able to reflect and said, oh, you know what? Walt Disney didn't have it easy either. Microsoft, when he started, very very, it was tough for him, but he believed in himself. When we talk about Apple, Steve Jobs, you think about all these different business people that or business
All
models that you
right.
get to study, and because you have that background, you are able to. I think I had posted it. um, Tyler Perry talked about the fact that he's doing very well for himself now, but he had not gone to college. And he said that he paid a high price because he was learning as he was doing it.
Mm.
Learning as you go can be an option, but it can be a very expensive option. That's what he was saying. For someone who's gone to school, sat in a classroom for 4 years and learned certain things, it's easier. It's much easier for you. It's much cheaper, believe it or not. It's a cheaper proposal. Even though universities, colleges, everything's
Yeah,
so expensive now, right?
very expensive. Actually, that it's a deterrent for many young people these days. They see the price, the cost of it, and they're like, okay, there's no way my parents can afford that. That's my kitty. There's no way my parents can afford that. Where am I gonna find the money? Why should I take loans to pay for an education that I don't even know how I'm gonna use it, and what they're teaching me in school, I'm never gonna use. So you hear all those valid points. I will say they're very good valid points. In education, college education is an investment. I see it as an investment in yourself. It is an investment. Yes, it is expensive, but there are ways to get around that. When I came here, I took loans going to school. I worked part time and took loans, and it took me a long time to pay the loans, and I did. I made it a point to after school, after I graduated with my bachelor's, to work hard and pay them off, and I did. Which is why I had a long break between my bachelor's and my PhD, because I went to work and I paid for that while working as well. So
I
this
love the fact that you
option.
said, yeah, I love the fact that you said that it's an investment. It is
Mhm.
an investment. It's a lifetime investment. And it's one of those investments that nobody can take away from you.
Yeah,
Once you've
once
educated
you know
yourself,
that education that you have it for life.
yeah, and
You
not
know,
only that,
the other thing also I noticed about college, that's where you meet the people that's gonna form your life. You make a friendship, you make friends, you meet people, you share ideas. If you're an entrepreneur, you have a business spirit. That's where you're gonna find people that will invest in you.
all
Um,
right. I'm going to say the other day I was with my friends. One of my friends from grad school had her birthday. She invited me to come out, and it was fun. But as I was speaking to her, I said, "Well, have you called the school we went to let them know that you just got this big promotion because she got a huge promotion?" And we were talking about that. She said, "Yeah, they're gonna do a write up about me." And you know what? She said, "Gabrielle, I'm gonna tell them about you that you've been doing this show and see
mhm.
if we could piggyback on, have a write up on you and myself." And I was like, "Okay, let them know." But I was celebrating with her big new position. And also too, I was celebrating the fact that she's a friend that I met in grad school, and we've been able to stay connected. She's called me many times saying like, "I see this job, would you be interested?" Or, "I see this, would you be interested?" So you build
Network.
like lifetime friendship.
Your
And that's
network.
why, yeah, it's so important to build those friendships because they will help you. And these folks have a frame of reference. You
Mhm.
know, they've been there, done that. They know what it took. So it's easier for them to want to do business with you. It's easier for them to want to support you.
Recommend you for a job.
Yeah, and recommend you for a job and support you. So it's very important to, it's not just going to universities to get a diploma, but also you go for much more than that.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. So I know, you have to go pretty soon, but I just wanted to say that there are sometimes when we have, um,
Is
there are some,
Barbara on? Is Barbara on?
I'm not sure, but I see somebody else that I had invited who might be
I'm
coming
here.
on.
I'm here, Gabrielle. I heard everything, but because of my baby, I cannot really participate. I am so
Oh,
sorry. But at the end, I have something to say. But I know Dr. Claire, she's gonna leave, but I have something to say, like pretty soon.
okay, that's good. And also we have somebody else. Today is one of those days where it's exciting. I'm one of those people. I'm always open to everything that's happening. And I'm never concerned. And I feel like this is what it's supposed to be today, and it is what it is. So I'm excited that you all are able to join. And if you are able to get on camera to speak, please do. I wanted to say that one of the reasons why I asked the question, when someone say, "What's the big deal about your education?" And we have Cindy, who is on live now. I was on Cindy's page a couple of days ago, and she was doing a live, and Cindy was making she was basically doing a live, and she was saying like there's a difference between light and the blackout, light and blackout. And I was like listening to her, and I was like, you know what? This is exactly why I wanted to do this, because I know many times, because I had gone to school and graduated 3 times. I've had many lights, folks who were lights in my life who wanted to encourage, and you probably can relate. But also, I've had a lot of blackouts. Those who wanted to eclipse
Mm.
my my sunshine, my
Yes.
light, right? So I know you have to go, Dr. Claire, but why don't you tell us one last time, if you are in a situation where you're not, because we talked about it offline, when you're not getting the support, what should you do if you are looking to pursue education today? I always say today, not tomorrow. And you having a hard time, and people around you are making it difficult, and they are blatant in what they're saying, and also their behaviors, are saying like, this is not for you. What should you do?
Well, it depends on where you are in life. If you're a high school student, that depends on your parents, and your parents are not supporting you pursuing that. I will say that ask them why. Have a conversation. Don't just get upset and leave the conversation. Find out what is it about the education. What is it about college? What is it about those next 4 years? Because whether they like it or not, you're gonna turn 21. You're gonna turn 25 in those four
Correct.
years. So what is it about those 4 years they don't want you to spend getting an education? So get into the bottom of it. Get into the root of the problem. But if you're an adult, um, let's say you have a couple kids, it's always been your dream to pursue an education, and you don't have the support either from your spouse or better half, or support, or whatever, whoever is in your life. I would say the same thing. Have the conversation, and if you still don't find the support, do it anyway. If that's something you always wanted to do it anyway. um, as you can see from the past year, 2020, life is short. If you have a dream, live it. Find a way to make it happen. Reach out to your network. Reach out to people. I find that sometimes total strangers can be a support for you. You just have to No, you just have to talk to them and they become friends. So there are help out there. Um, I would strongly recommend, especially if you're a woman, if you want to get an education, to go for it 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Gabrielle, can I say something, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, doctor, before you finish, I learned that in life, if you want to do something, like you really want to do it, God gonna put somebody on your way to help you anyways.
Yeah, you'll find people, you pray on it. Next thing you know, you'll start meeting people. Out of the blue, people will just show up in your life and be able to help you.
Yeah, yeah. And the key is to not give up.
Not give
And,
up. Be
you
really
know, yeah,
resilient, to be to have a lot of
tenacity and
tenacity and hold on to your dream.
hold on to your dream and not let anybody dim your light,
Yes.
because there are a lot of people. So Dr. Claire is I don't know if you're gonna be able to stay any longer, because I know you said you had a hard stop at 7:30 and it's 7:35 now.
I
It's
can
up to
go
you.
off camera and come back a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead, and I'll talk to you. Today's a fun night, and I hope everybody who's watching. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this show tonight a little bit longer, because I think, for those who are willing and able to hear, it'll be a great show. And also, too, I know we all here are bilingual, so if we wanna speak another language at any time, let me know, because we can do that as well. So, yes, Cindy, I know your Zoom page is not Cindy, but anyways, I'm gonna call you Cindy because that's the name. You're such a beautiful soul. I met you for the first time on Sunday, and I just wanted you to introduce yourself, what you do. I know you're doing a lot of different things right now, and also we'll get into the conversation. And I'm probably gonna be asking you some of the same questions that I just asked Dr. Claire Jesus.
All right. Hello, Gabrielle. Hello to the audience. My legal name is Cindy Chate Abelard, and my essence name is Kagoli Petit Guinea. So most of people now on social media know me as Kagoli Petit Guinea. And I'm the owner of an online boutique, which is Anakauna Fashion Boutique, where we are selling handmade accessories, came from Haiti. And I'm a mother of two. I had a career in administration and customer service, and right now I'm studying for nursing. So it's a lot. I'm a very cool person. I can say I'm a Haitian woman, very interested to on helping her community, and I write sometimes too. And let's say I'm a very cool person. There's a lot of things I like. So I like to share my knowledge. I like to share everything I have the best with my people. So that's Kaguli. That's Kaguli.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about you, because I was, like I said earlier, I was on your webpage on actually, it's the Facebook group that you have, and you were talking about light and darkness. And the reason that really caught my attention is because years ago when I was in high school, there used to be what we call the after school specials. They were like little shows for young teenagers. And I remember looking at one time I came home from from school, and there was this one short film show about this young man from Chicago. He was a very bright, but African American young man, and because he was around a bunch of people who didn't support his like his knowledge or his ability to get things done educationally, he was always hiding. He was always hiding his successes. So he will get an A in class. And when his classmate asks, how did you do? He's like, boy, because as soon as he gets the paper back, he will throw it away and try to hide. And also, one day, though, one of his teachers saw how bright he was. She said to him, "You know what? you deserve to be someplace else, because I know there are schools out there, private schools where you could thrive and you could do very well. And I'm gonna sponsor you. I'm gonna, refer you to one of those schools. And she helped him, and he ended up going to a very private, uh, elite school outside of his community. And the reason I'm talking about this, that movie, that after school class, really movie made an impact in my life, because there's this young man who had a gift, but because of his environment, he had to hide his gift. And then when he got out and got an opportunity to really thrive, he had to wrestle between two different worlds, the one where he came from and the new community where everybody was saying like, oh, you're a scholarship child, you're here on a scholarship, you this, and he was struggling with that with them, but at home. So he was fighting two wars. And I know when it's time to get an education, so many people in our community and all the other communities are always fighting, because you go to you go to Ivy League school, you go to that 4-year university, and you find yourself the only one, and you having to fight to assert yourself, to say, yes, I belong here. And then you leave that environment, you come to your community, and people saying like, well, you think you're all that. Long story short, that little young man, 16, 17 in high school, he ended up dying because he was trying to prove to his friends that he was still the same person. And he ended up committed a crime with them. And during that crime, he lost his life. Wow. But my question when I was in high school was like, how come he didn't stay away from everybody and try to pursue his own? But not everybody can do that. Would you agree? Like when you were talking, Cindy, when you were saying like the light and the blackouts, the people who want to pull you up and the ones who are trying to pull you down. How have you been able to pursue your dream, even to become a nurse, while dealing with both those lights and also those blackouts?
Like myself, that story reminds me when I was in high school. I was that, sorry, there was that group of friends that they were there bullying me because, every person is different some ways, every person. So I was different myself because I kind of like a picky person as I am. I don't know, you say that in Creole, like a Zuzu person, and I like to stay in my place and everything. But I was like that because I want to protect myself from those like fake friends in school. Yeah. And I was staying in my place. But somehow they feel like I was like a person like all that girl.
Yeah.
And it was not like that. I just like trying to protect myself from bullying, but that doesn't prevent them to bully me.
Correct.
And how I handled this is one day I remember I was just like boom, I explode, like
yeah.
It was a boom for me. And I said, because you can all the time, like I say that you I can say Creole. Let me say that in Creole so you can understand. So des fois ou pas ka tout tolerate.
Correct.
Not every person can tolerate all the time. Correct. Sometimes the monkey just explodes, right? And it was me at this time. So when explode, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna let them like put me down anymore. Enough is enough. So I just expressed myself, and after that, I had peace and continue my way. And but they still toujours été dans espace femme. Like I try to come see me create my own world. I try to create my own world. where I was in peace and I can move on with my dream and everything, with my goals.
Yeah.
So, but what I understand in life, not only high school have those people. Some un pe fa nou pase se an high school semen am jen man kap bully. But it's not true. All the
Correct.
way along, you're gonna find those people, like those
Correct.
sad people, those haters, those bad people, toxic people, and you're gonna find you're gonna need self-confidence. You're gonna need self-esteem for yourself. You're gonna need courage. You're gonna believe in yourself to understand that, okay, those people, c'est comme ça, c'est just comme ça, there's nothing you can do about that, because not everybody gonna love you.
Yeah.
And ça pas supposé stopper ou même dans ça qu'on veut réaliser, dans ça qu'on veut faire. And I think instead of focus on toxic, bad people, those blackout people, it's better to be focused on good people, people who loves you, people who value you, people, because like now, people who encourage you. Sometimes nous tellement qu'on a cherché love côté le paye, n'a cherché support côté le paye, because we want to be part of the group, we want to be accepted. Nous toujours gampé moun qui mette dans situation dans des environnements même côté pour yo toujours down. But sometimes you need to, ou suppose honest avec tête to see that lady cannot be your friend. She's not your friend. She's not someone you can count on. Ou faut capable ouais ça. And then marcher, je kan di avec moun qui veut marcher avec ou. Marcher avec moun qui cap encourager ou, marcher avec moun qui supporter ou, marcher avec moun qui croit dans dream ko gagne. So me, that's what I do. Once que je connais que je suis capable d'identifier dans l'environnement toxic people, those bad people, blackout people, qui empêcher faire rêvement avancer, I let them go. I let them go. And I choose my circle. Je choisis moun mwen wè qui vle encourager dans ça m'a fait. So, but ça me décourage. Ça me de self-confidence, because sometimes because most of people don't have self-confidence. They think once they're gonna be separate of some people, you're que they're gonna be alone. And they can't afford the loneliness. They can't afford you're pas afford séparation. But I said to myself, ma perdu combien moun ki gen dans monde là? Gen plus de 10 millions passagers, moun nan monde là si perdu 1 million moun, ça pas déranger.
Yeah,
So,
it's true. It's true.
This is my mindset. So I'm always ready pour moi casser le pont avec un monde depuis que li pa aidé m'avancer. So that's me in my environment. And the other aspect I want to touch, blackout, it's not only about people, it's about, as I said, the environment, like the espace côté ko you are paying for this. Sometimes l'on espace côté que move ou pas ka sorti. Everything you try, like you pas ka marcher pour you can succeed. You need to move. Sometimes you need to move. Ou besoin déplacer, quitter zone kotoyen ou déplacer wal non l'autre zone. And I know it's scary to do that, because as human being, like change, it's not easy to handle, but ou besoin courage, because for me, sim no environment ki toxic, no environment ki blackout for me, for my dream, for my goals, for achievement, for me, there's no choice. What is left? There's no choice. I need to move. Anyways, ma prend risque quand même. You know, myself, I experiment that in my life, and décision move là t'es très bon pour moi. If I took an example, let me enfant in États-Unis. Before coming in USA, I was in Haiti, doing a bon job and everything, but take it to sensi comme si bah you have changé. Things gonna happen. I feel that because I'm an empathic person. I could not explain, but I feel like something gonna be worse. Bien que individuellement, t'es non bon job, pas de capler de rien, but around senti que environnement dans quelques temps encore tout va balancer. And I chose to come in USA and live and continue vivre avec famille ma mari moi. You know, m'pas ko jam vin États-Unis avant, but yes, gan pi moun ki di, wow, pou ki sont prale ou al rete États-Unis, you know, c'est pas même bien gade jon à l'aise, ou kompren, tout bagay ici pour boy ici, and then ou ale nan pays Fredi, ou al travay and everything, gen moun ki fò peur, lot gen lot moun tou objen tou kap di, you know what, do it, do your own thing, ale, but it's your own decision. It's gonna be your own decision to do it, to move or to stay.
Yeah. So Cindy, you talked about a lot of you said, confidence, self-confidence, because I think that's one of the things that people do lack. It's not easy, like you said, to separate yourself from what you're familiar with. And going back to that movie, even as a teenager, I remember saying to myself, how come he didn't just separate himself from everything that was happening, like from the old friends who were jealous? Because the reason why they were giving him a hard time is because they were jealous of the fact that he had been able to move away from an environment that wasn't the best for him, and they were still there. They were left behind, and they had a hard time with the fact that they had been left behind, and he was moving up to better opportunities with better education, and eventually his life was going to be much better. It happens all the time. So what do you say, Dr. Claire, to someone who is at that crossroad? They have a bunch of friends, families. I think we had mentioned that, but they're having a hard time making a decision to separate themselves, because that was the question. Because sometimes your next level, your next step requires I posted something online saying like your elevation might require your separation from people that you have been used to, friends that you've had since day one, high school, you name it. What do you say when it's time to elevate?
Hi, Cindy. Good to be here on this panel with you. I totally agree with you. You do need to move away from, if you notice that someone is not supporting you. It does take courage. It does take knowing yourself to know that, okay, this is not working for me. I need I need to go a different way. But in life, when you need to make some dreams happen, because sometimes your dreams are too big for the people that you know. They just can't see it. They just don't understand it. They can't see it. And the only way for them to respond to what you're sharing with them is to put you down. So in that case, I have done it myself. I just move away, like Cindy mentioned. If you are a toxic person, you're negative, I just cut you out of my life. I have God in my life. I am a very spiritual person. I pray, and I know He's in my corner. So anyone else who's not willing to go ahead with me, I just move away. There are some headaches you just don't need. Yeah. And sometimes.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, I was just gonna add that ou gon level besoin rive dans vie ou, et pas tout le monde qui dans vie ou supposé continuer avec for the rest of your life. People come into your life for different reasons. Some people come into your life just for a season. Some people just come into your life for one day. So sometimes when it's time for you to move on and do something in your life, it's not pas moun ta lo moun na pede do tout sorte di moun nan ou cherche un bagay négatif pour do, faut apprendre, faut réaliser que environnement ça pas pour.
Correct. And sometimes it's not what they're saying, it's what they're not saying. Because many times folks pretending they don't see what you're doing, they're pretending that nothing you're doing is important. You're always there supporting. And I was
when it's time for you to get the support, you don't get it in your turn.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my sisters. I have three, and we were talking about relationships and friendships and support, having a support system. And she said to me, Gabrielle, if you look at your, if someone who's been married, wedding pictures, graduation pictures, big events, huge events in your life, and you don't see those people in any of those pictures, they're not your friends.
Exactly.
When
Because
they look at theirs, they'll see you. They look at pictures, they see you at the graduation, they see you at the wedding, they see you at the big events, but you don't see them anywhere. They are, like Cindy does a lot of live on Facebook, and she said some people won't even hit like, they won't even hit share because they don't want to expand your horizon. They don't want to share their network with you because they feel like, if they do that, it's gonna take something away from them and give too
Yep.
much.
but in that
So,
case, you don't need
I
that
got
person in your life.
yes,
Hi,
that's
Barbara.
my lovely Barbara. Barbara is always, you see, I'm hanging with women who have too many kids. They're always so busy with children. Barbara and Cindy, they're both mothers, and you too, Dr. Claire.
Mhm.
So I know they've been texting me saying, Gabriella, I apologize. I wanted to be here early, but emergency, and I can understand emergencies when it comes to children. So Barbara, you want to say, you've been talking offline. Can you
I
say a little bit about you? I know you finishing with your nursing. Tell us, how difficult was that for you
oh my God, it was
with the
so
babies and everything?
like so difficult, but ou konon bagay, ou konon sa fèm pi bien nan sa, se rezultat ou jwen apre. Je doktor
Correct.
an lote mandel, esko sou pa jwen support ki sa wap fè? That's my situation. Mpa gen support, mpa gen anye. It's me and my husband. You know what I mean? But sa fèm te ti aske mwen nan live sa jodi, se pose sa te suje am son bagay ki vreman interese, me ki preman ke, parce que bon kote fami, maman, éducation, c'est pas ton bagay qui comme si, yo voye petit yo l'école, mais yo pas, après au fin, ou descend philo, sou vle la pren bagay, that's okay, mais sou pas vle tout, that's okay too, mais bon kote fami, papa tout, c'était même bagay la, donc m'pa gon moun, comme si n'a dit, un tel son exemple pour moi, il était fini l'école, il était fait ci, il était fait ça, et que m'vle suivre li, et puis m'dou konon a fini là. Et puis là, nous avons décidé pour nous aller dans un pays étranger. Et puis tout le monde a dit, oubliez bagay nothing ça. So you want to work on a McDonald's, you're going to wash dishes and everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my nursing. And I did it. Kote m jwen koblan, kote m jwen lot bagay yo, I don't know. Se yon raison qui fait tout bon Dieu mette un monde sous chemin, the right person, at the right time. Parce que ou pas gen pour struggle si c'est petit bon Dieu ye. La vin bagay tout la vini dans bon moment. Et que me paye tout à fait parce que me paye out of pocket, me paye tout à fait et puis kounya là m'a préparé pour mal passer board moi, which is a big accomplishment for me parce que côté que ça a pensé si m'ta privé pour me faire li, sans pas de jeune aide, pas de financial aid, I don't have nothing, you know what I mean? So it's son pile bagay lié pour moi.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Moun nou tap bezwen pou supporto li pa la, ou tap sezi, ou tap tobe den nu, ouais, moun nou te mette konfians sou li, et puis le jour J, c'est moun so ek vire do hale kito.
Yeah, and that's why we say it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Huge deal, see?
Absolutely. Lis me disappointant, mais Jean Docteur a se di, gen moun ki vin nan la vie for a reason, for a purpose. So si moun sa prale pa kenbe pi el ki te la le, parce li fin fè sa, fin fè nan la vie la. So now it's time for the person to go, and you have to leave that person alone. Let that person go. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very, very important to, as a woman in the United States, to be educated. So ou gen petit wap leve, ou gen nièce, ou gen cousine, ou gen lot moun comme si ki sou woto, ki so pral offri yo, ki so pral bayo, sou pas dans l'école comme si pour mettre éducation au niveau. Là m'ta parlé avec Gabriel pendant semaine là. Gabriel te zon ba ki kembe. When you go to school, you have better friends. Comme si éducation, moun wap pral rencontrer yo, c'est des moun tap nan même niveau avec vous. C'est pas des moun comme si pour un petit qui pral jaloux de accomplissement parce que yo même tout yo accompli des bagages dans la vie. Donc c'est a big difference.
Yeah, when we were talking there, she's much younger than me, and I see her as a little sister. So she was talking to me, and I was like, "Come on, bad boy, yes, you can. You're gonna make it, and it's hard, with the family and everything else." But I think, when you have positive people around you who can support you, who can cheer you on, that's
Yep.
why we part, Cindy and Barbara and I, we part, and we want to invite Dr. Claire, right? To this very positive feminine
Happy
group,
to be here.
because that group is a group of women who are very positive. The leader of the group, the woman who started it, Fabienne Delis, every time I watch her videos, I'm saying, wow, what a positive lady.
Mhm.
Because she's telling everybody in the group, yes, you can go for your dreams. Go, do not. Because you had said it earlier, Dr. Claire, that sometimes your dreams are too big for your environment.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah,
that's so true.
Mhm.
yeah, and folks are gonna try to pull, they're gonna try to block your
Yep.
access.
Yes.
And
Nous
I've
avons
dealt with
l'impression
that.
pas comprendre, koto, like we mentioned Steve Jobs, but I'll
Uh-huh.
bring Jeff Bezos.
Yeah,
He said when he had the idea about Amazon, nou pa kon si nou sonje, but Amazon pa kon vend tout bagay sa ou lontan.
all right.
He used to sell
Read
books.
books. Yeah.
But when he had the idea, you know how many people told him that he will never,
Never. Mm-hmm.
he will
Mhm.
never be able to sell books online. People want to see the books, people have to touch them. And imagine if you had listened to them today.
Yeah,
Correct.
and the same story regarding Amazon. The A stop. You see the web flash now, il commence na A et puis Z. That means tout bagay ou besoin sur Amazon ou jeni de A à Z.
Yeah.
Parce que Marim c'est informaticien, li comme si li font paquet recherche dans de bagay ça. Donc c'est des histoires qu'on est très bien. So pour la expliquer pour Jean te dit, yo pas jamais kwel. Tout le monde a dit, mettez bagay ça, rete bagay ça dans tête. Tout ça bagay qui vraiment impossible. Et puis, Amazon konya.
Yeah.
Moi,
Yeah.
li mon côté, sou parle avec 5 millionnaires ou ap 6e. An, par exemple, sou parle avec 5 docteurs ou ap 6e. Ou parle 5 infirmières ou ap 6e infirmière. Ou imagine
Yes.
sou avec 5 idiots.
She's always making us laugh. She's a
Ou tu
comedian.
parles d'elle? Tu parles d'elle, oui.
That's
So,
true.
même moun qui gen même intérêt, comme si, qui ouais bagay yo même avec ou bon côté, la plus facile pour ou.
Yeah, it's true because I always when you talk to Dr. Clay, she was like, "Oh, I just went back to school and I'm doing this." And when I tell I had that question and I don't think I asked it, but when we talk about education and folks are thinking that everybody's looking for a diploma, it's not about a diploma. It's about getting educated so that you can become a better person for society, for yourself. Like how many of us have the discipline to study to every single year I said to myself, I'm gonna read at least 12 books every single year. I have it 12 books, right? And then I'm like, okay, maybe 4, one every 3 months, and before you know it, I'm lucky if I get to 3, because I'll start it and then I'll lose interest, right? Oh, this is boring. Or I'll start something and I'm like, and let me just. So we don't have the discipline. Most people do not have the discipline, because if folks had the discipline, everybody would be like wicked smart, because the library is for free. They have tons of books at the library, right? Even YouTube, right? YouTube University is for free. There's so much information online, but we don't have the discipline. That's why we encourage those who are looking to acquire additional knowledge. You have to go and find a program that gives you the timeline, deadline, and discipline to get it done. So basically, to me, when someone says, like you, when you said like you go on to school, I'm thinking she needed some guidelines. She could have done it by herself. Right? But you went and got the support, and that's all it is. The discipline, of course, nothing is for free. They're gonna ask you to pay, and even going to the library would have cost you something. You driving there, picking up the books, and checking them out, all that stuff. But most people don't have the discipline to do it. So that's why an education matters. Getting an education and being part of a group that can help you with that. So now you graduated, Barbara, and I know Cynthia. You said that you are in school right now as well. How difficult has it been for you since you're also a mom and a wife? And for those who are watching who saying like, I would love to go back to school, but I don't know if I can do it because I have all these barriers.
It is super difficult for me. Not everybody has the same story. As a mother, it is very difficult. Refer to what we said before about support. If you are a mom in USA and you want to continue to study with 2 kids, you need a lot of support. Like myself, even I have my family here, but I don't have the support in this way because everyone goes to their own activities because they have bills to pay. And I don't have really help. And I'm an anxious mother. My kids, they are very young. And I don't want to leave my kids with people, with strangers, with people I don't know. I only trust my mom. Seriously. So when I get my son, my first child, it was easier for me because it was one kid. It was at the daycare while I was going to school, and I got this part-time job. But once I get my daughter, the second child, it becomes very difficult, and because this pandemic comes too, so it was very overwhelming for me because my daughter, when she was born, she has different behavior than my son. She didn't sleep at all. So myself, that means myself, I never sleep. So, when you don't sleep enough, the brain doesn't work the same. So it was very overwhelming for me. And a lot of things happen in this way for me, for the academy. Even I passed all my requirements with a really good grade, but I need to pass my T's. So it was very challenging, and it's a fight. I would say that it's a fight, but if you really want it, you can achieve it, because I'm not the only mom who doing that. Well, but it's not easy. It's really not easy, and the support, because when I was asking my other friends how they do that, they say, "Oh, I have my mom home. She stay with the kids for me. Oh, my husband, he has different shifts, so sometimes he stay with the kids and me, I'm studying, but I don't have that myself. Even with my husband, I can't really have that support because he's working a lot. So it's really, really, really hard, but I'm keep fighting to see if I'm to achieve it. So I don't know, but it is what it is. But it's not easy. It's not
It's
You
easy.
have
not
the
easy.
will. I see that you have the will. You will make it.
Yeah, yeah. Education matters because education open doors. Education does make you a better friend. Education does make you a better person. Education does make you a better citizen because you see beyond yourself. I know for me, the education that I've received has allowed me to not only help myself, but when I drive through the parkway, the Blue Wheel Ave, in where I live in my community, I can see many, many households I've been able to help for free because of my education. And many of them I've been able to help too because they've been part of my business. So education really does make you a valuable member of your society, makes you an asset, not a liability. So our work today, our commitment today was to let you know that this is something that is important, but it's not easy. If you're a mom, it's not gonna be easy. If you're married with children, it's not gonna be easy. If you're a single mom, it's not gonna be easy. And even if you are a single person, it's not gonna be easy because the commitment of time and money. Let's talk money. We talk about money. It's a commitment. It's an investment for your future. And we would like to encourage you to find ways to make that commitment because we want you to become better friends, better community members, and also better people. Education does matter.
And
So
also, Gabrielle, if you say you want to do it, you really want to do it, you will. You will. So c'est effort que vous pral mettre dans tout ça ou faire yo qui pral satisfaction de si Dieu veut. Après toute misère que vous passer ou pas dormir dans nuit ou faut al travail, faut étudier en même temps. Donc it's the sacrifice. So it's gonna pay off. Trust me. If you say you want, you will.
I know. I remember I used to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get to school by 6 because I needed to get a free parking.
Wow.
My first class was at 8 o'clock, but I would get to school early to go to the gym, exercise, go to class. And then after class, I would be done by 2 o'clock, and then I would go to work because many of us didn't have mommies and daddies with money or, the resources. We had to work while we were pursuing our education. So even if you're single, married, doesn't matter. It's always, if you're blessed enough, you're lucky enough, you have parents who can afford to write a check for you, and also you have the resources that are available to you, please take advantage of those resources so that next year or the year after, or maybe in 4 years, I too will be clicking like, because I would see your graduation picture on social media. You who's watching right now, I want to see your graduation picture on social media, and I want to say like, and I want to say congratulations, because I know it would have been a hard decision. It would have been hard for you. It would have been tough, but you did it. You would have done it. So thank you so much. I don't know if you ladies want to say one last word, but this
I
is
have something else to say.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I understand that education matters, but also, c'est pas tout le monde qui gagne chance, ou du moins, m'pa retirer chance là, c'est pas tout le monde qui gagne opportunité pour retourner l'école, donc moi retourner l'école et puis me payer avec l'argent dans poche moi, c'est pas tout le monde qui well comme ça ou mettre faire comme ça, gen moun moins connaît qui gagne opportunité qui dit que y a pral prendre loan ou bien c'est li trop programme ça coûte trop cher pas pral la donne, mais au moins font bagay demain pour que ou pas toujours continuer à vivre paycheck sur paycheck ou bien direct deposit on direct deposit, parce que ou quoi non business ou gen rêve pour faire propre business, so work on it right now. Don't wait until late. You might not have the opportunity to go back to school, but when it's come to business, what about it? Do something. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah, the key is to do what you love. The key is to pursue your own dreams, and the key is to not let anybody deter you from getting to your own goals. Our job today and our objective today was to encourage you to just do it. Yes. Because why? Because education matters. We want you to be educated, because the more of our people, especially all of us here, Haitian women, the more of our women who are educated, the better friends they will become. We want them to be better friends. I need better friends in our communities, in our community. And also the more of them who are educated, the more better mothers they will become. They'll see a bigger picture, because many times we don't see a bigger picture because we are so narrow-minded. And I think education will open up your horizon. Like you said, Barbara, if you speak to 5 millionaires, you'll become a millionaire yourself. And likewise, if you sit in a classroom and speak with 5 educated people, you will be educated.
You're more likely to become educated, yes.
By default. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time. We want to say goodbye. This was a very long live, and I hope everybody enjoyed it, enjoyed being here tonight. And also, share if you like this live, comment, and share. And
thank you, Gabrielle, for giving me this opportunity. Nice to meet you, ladies.
Nice to meet you as well.
I hope to see you online.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Gabrielle.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, all of you.